Chapter 6 Deserters! Jack pulled Annie to the side of the armory. "We'll stay here till they're gone," he said. Annie nodded. The warriors were joining a parade line. The line stretched all the way to the main road. "Prepare to march!" the centurion shouted. A horn sounded, and the warriors started jogging down the path. "Come on, let's get out of this stuff," Jack said to Annie, "before we get caught." Jack yanked off his helmet. He unlaced his metal jacket and pulled it off. "Whew," he said. He felt light enough to float through the air. "Help," said Annie. Her helmet was off, but she was struggling to get out of her metal jacket. "Hold on," said Jack. Jack helped Annie unlace the jacket and take it off. "There, great," said Annie. "Now we'd better—" "Deserters!" someone shouted. Jack and Annie whirled around. In the distance, a centurion was pointing at them. "Oh no, he must think we're soldiers trying to escape from the Legion," said Jack. "Deserters!" the centurion shouted again. "Get them!" "Time to go," said Jack. "Run!" said Annie. She and Jack ran in the opposite direction of the centurion and the parade line. They zigzagged between barracks until they came to the main road. At the far end of the road, warriors were lining up at the black gate. "The front gate!" called Jack. They charged up the main road, heading for the entrance of the camp. "Halt!" Jack looked back. Several horsemen were riding toward them. "Halt!" the lead horseman shouted again. "Keep going!" Jack shouted to Annie. "Double time!" Jack and Annie ran as fast as they could. An arrow whizzed past them. "Stop!" Jack shouted to Annie. "Stop!" Annie stopped. "We have to explain," Jack said breathlessly. "Turn around. Put your hands up." Holding up their hands, Jack and Annie turned to face the horsemen. The leader was a centurion. He wore a crested helmet and a red cape. "Mars the Victor!" Jack yelled. "We're visiting scholars under the Imperial Guard. We come in peace." "Pax!" Annie shouted. "Pax!" The warriors on horseback circled them. Jack felt very small. The centurion leaned forward. "What tribe are you from?" he barked. Frog Creek," Jack blurted out. "Frog Creek?" the centurion said. "There is no such tribe." "Perhaps they came across the river from the north," said another warrior. "They are very small." "Did you cross the Danube?" the centurion asked. Actually, I don't know where Frog Creek is exactly in relation to your camp," said Jack. "But it's possibly, Who told you the secret word of the day?" the centurion demanded. "A rider on a black horse," said Annie. "Where did you see him?" the man asked. "Outside the camp," said Annie. "He was alone." "Our warriors do not ride alone outside the camp. What did he tell you?" asked the centurion. "He told us to make notes about the Roman Legion, and that's what we've been doing all day, taking notes," said Jack. "So a rider on a black horse gave you our secret daily password?" the centurion said. "Yes, sir," said Jack. "And he told you to write about our camp?" said the centurion. "Yes," said Jack. "And you don't know his name?" the centurion said. "He didn't tell us his name, but he must be here somewhere," said Annie. "He rode into the camp." "He's here? He rode into our camp?" The centurion turned to the other horsemen. "An enemy spy is inside our walls!" he roared. "No, not an enemy," said Annie. "Not a spy." The horsemen ignored her and all began yelling at once. "He's here! He rode into our camp! An enemy spy! Inside our walls!" "We must stop the parade!" the centurion roared. The horsemen stared at their leader. "Zeno, alert the emperor!" One of the horsemen nodded and galloped off. "We will take these prisoners to the royal tent," said the centurion. "The emperor will decide their fate."